if we're going to grow in our faith, we have to face, listen, we have to face and overcome obstacles, tests, trials, and temptations in our life. That's the way we grow in our faith, one way. Somebody says, well, now can't we just pray for faith? Well, if you mean just say, God, give me faith, and all of a sudden you have great faith, the answer is no. If you say, God, I want you to give me faith, get ready. Because here's what he's going to do. He's going to give you a test, a trial, or allow you to have a temptation in your life in such a way that what happens? All of a sudden, you have to decide whether you're going to trust him or not. So growing in faith is not simple. Growing in your faith can be painful. But listen, tell me something any greater than to have great faith in your life. That when you come to God, you have confidence and assurance that this God whom you believe, you're trusting in him, that he's going to answer your prayer, and you stop hesitating about what he may or may not do, and all of a sudden everything in your life begins to change. But it begins, listen, it begins just with that. Facing, now look, not just facing obstacles and difficulties, but facing them and overcoming. Hanging in there. Don't give up and quit because something looks a little hard. Or here's what you do. Sometimes people say, well, you know what? I just knew it was the will of God, and I prayed and prayed and it didn't happen. It must not have been the will of God. Don't give. That's the devil's lie. Don't give up and find yourself receding back into doubt and unbelief just because God wanted to grow your faith and answer to your prayer. He didn't tell you he's going to give it to you in 24 hours. You said, I want you to grow my faith. God says, okay, here we go. Now, here's what he'll do. He looks at your life, your life, your life, your life, your life, and my life. And what does he do? He just designs the test, the trial, whatever it might be, that perfectly suits you, fits you in order to grow your faith, not somebody else's faith. So God knows exactly how to strengthen our faith and help us to advance in it, because he is going to use us in proportion to our faith. He's going to bless us in proportion to our faith. Everything he does in our life relates to our faith. And therefore, if you want greater faith, first of all, recognize that there will be tests, trials, maybe hardships. May not be much of any of that, but he's going to test you in some way, because listen, he's got to get you off dead center. Something has got to challenge you to say yes to him when it looks difficult and looks like you can't do it. If it's something that's just a pushover, well, that's not going to build your faith. Building faith brings a test. Until a person begins to understand who God is, the faith's not going to grow. We say, well, I know that he's omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, but he's more than that. And we forget this, that God is holy. He's righteous. He is also a God of judgment. He's a God of love and mercy and forgiveness and kindness. He is a God that attributes of which are numerous. It's when I begin to understand and believe in my heart that this God in whom I serve, he has all power. He is a merciful God. He is a loving God. He's an understanding God. He knows it all. He knows exactly what I need. He knows how much I can stand. He knows how hard the test must be, can be, and must not be. And so it's God working in our lives, and he knows exactly how to do it.